Hey crew, happy Saturday. Hope you're crushing this Saturday. Hey, I wanted to talk to you briefly, hopefully, about mindset today. I've had the pleasure to talk to many of you over the last 2 weeks, and I have come to a pretty distinct conclusion about the masses. Now, not everyone, but the masses that I think will help you with a little bit of perspective. And maybe it'll help because it's not one of you, it's not two of you, it's not three of you, it's like a lot of you. And it is this. I think that it's fair to say many of you have tailored your goals. When you got in this business, maybe you had goals that were up here, and if we're being honest, your work ethic was here, and so you tailored your goals to there, and then your work ethic was maybe a little bit there, and then you tailored them. They're getting closer and closer and closer. But here's what I want to help you see in a different version. I've said this for a long time. I don't say it a lot out loud, but I've said it to Lord, like, if people really knew the amount of work that we put into building our organization to where it is, they'd never do it. That's why there's so few people at the top. They just never do it. But I don't think most people get into a business. We didn't get into a business like this with the expectation of being on the top. What they do is they get into a business like this with an expectation of helping their life where they're at. And that can mean, and I'll say this to the end of the earth, $500 makes a huge difference in someone's life. And that's why our entire comp plan is built around that. But even $500 a month in income in this business takes a level of work ethic that I think many people underestimate. And so my challenge today is to have your mindset correct when it comes to work ethic and success. Work ethic, success. Right? Because if you're working down here, you can't expect to be successful up here because you get frustrated. I'm working here, but I'm frustrated because I'm not here. Well, it's because you're working here. You never hear the people who are working here down here, right? It doesn't work like that. I'm working all the time and that's not true. It's just not true. I do believe that there are ways to work smarter than harder. I'll concede that. But the reality is most folks, and I know this to be factual because I've talked to you, aren't putting in the time and effort and work to create a level of success that they want. So the input isn't matching the output, or the output isn't matching the input, however you want to look at it. So the truth of the matter is you've got to get your mindset focused. And I've heard some people touch on this in videos and things that they've said in Rockstars. And the truth is, take an operating business out there, anyone, whether it be Walmart or Jiffy Lube or whatever, pick your poison. If they were only open an hour a day, 3 days a week, how successful would that business be? Think about that. Now, look, I know you hear it, but I want you to really think about it. Would Walmart be Walmart if they were only open an hour or two a day, 3 to 4 times a week? No. And in fact, we live in a small town, and one of the things that drives me crazy is all the businesses on our square. They're always coming and going. They'll be open for a little bit and then closed, open for a little bit and then they're closed. But the weird thing about the square is they run these weird business hours. It's like I'm open from 8 a.m. to noon, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'm open. It's weird. Like there's no consistency to it. And not shockingly, they close. Coming and going. And that's exactly what I see in this business. People get in with an expectation. Let's just pick a number. I want to be diamond. I want to make $2,000 a month. I think that's an excellent goal. But they start working as if they want to be executive. And they think that they're going to be diamond. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way in life. It doesn't work that way in business. And it certainly doesn't work that way in the It Works world. There's nothing specific to It Works about this. That is a universal truth applied to any business. So the reality is this: if you want the income that is capable in this business, and I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of income capabilities, you have to get your mindset right to the amount of work that it's going to take to generate that. Because the truth is, the absolute truth is, you are not working as hard as you think you are working. Run your business like it were an actual business. Think of it as an actual business. That's the thing. See, I think a lot of you got into this for hobby money, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't get into it with hobby money and have business expectations. If you get into it with a business mindset and run it with a business mindset and apply time and work and effort to it as a business, you're going to see business results. But that isn't an hour a day, 15 minutes a day, here and there. I take all of my weekends off. Hey, my kids are home. I got to put my phone down when my kids. I get it. I understand what you're saying. Okay. And I'm not even judging that. I'm just saying that your mindset has to match. So if that's going to be your reality, if the reality was I can only work an hour a day. I'm not touching my phone around my kids. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm saying that if that's your plan, then expect to be executive. That's the truth. If you want to run your business like a business, it's going to require business investment in time and effort. You've got to invest the time in this business to get the output. And you have to change your mindset. This whole group has to change their mindset about where you want to be and what you're doing to get there. All of you. I've seen your numbers. Lori and I have poured through these numbers over the last few weeks, trying to decide which way we want to head with certain things. You've got to get real with yourself about where you are and where you want to be, because the gap between them is very expansive. And if you want to narrow this gap, it's going to take either a reduction in expectation or an increase in input. That's it. You're not working. You're just not working. I'm sorry. You're just not. If you are, you're working at this level and you're frustrated because you're not getting this expectation. It's the truth. So I think at some point we have to have just to clear the slate. Let's have a come to Jesus moment where we just get honest with ourselves. Are we in here to make $200 a month? Because that's how you're working. And if that's okay, this probably isn't the group for you, or at least your expectations have to be tailored to be okay with that. But if you're in this business to make $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month, you have to start working your business like that. And it means being open all the time. It means putting the commitment in. Again, Walmart isn't going to be Walmart if they were, Walmart's open 24 hours, kids. 24 hours, 7 days a week. I don't even know if they're closed on Christmas. That's how Walmart rolls. And look how big Walmart is. My point being, I'm not saying that everyone joined this business to be Walmart. But for those of you who work on the side, have full-time jobs even, and this is a side gig, and you're frustrated, going somewhere else and doing something else isn't going to change anything, because everything that you have here is perfectly fine and works perfectly well. It's just you. What's your input? What are you doing? And I think if you actually sat down and documented and mapped out the amount of time that you're investing in this, and I'm not talking about scrolling through social media. I hate social media. Get off of social media. Stop investing your entire existence in social media because you ain't working. You're scrolling. You're not even asking. You're posting. All right. So I can tear that apart all day long too. All right. I understand how the necessary evil fit of social media is in our life, but for many people, it's become the entire existence, and they're not working. They're just throwing a post up there and getting frustrated because nobody's responding. That's not working. It's not like Walmart just opened their doors and expect the people to come in. That's not how it works. It's just not how it works. And so we have to tailor our expectations according to what we're doing with an input. And that's a gut check. And so I want to help over the next month or so, help with that gut check, because we got to get real. And I think if we get real, most of you don't want to be making $200 a month. Most of you don't want to be making $300, $400 a month. You want to be making $2,000 a month. And that's what I want you making, right? If you're successful, I'm successful. But to make $2,000 a month, you have to actually work like you're going to make $2,000 a month. Let's put it in perspective. $2,000 a month is a teacher's salary. A teacher works a minimum of 8 hours a day. A minimum of 8 hours a day. Let me say it again. To make $2,000 a month, a teacher invest a minimum of 8 hours a day. Think about that. Are you investing that? No, you're not. So stop being frustrated about what you're getting out. You have to change our expectations, right? Or change our input, or both. And that's what we're going to work forward through. All right? Go crush it. Do something different. Do something different today. I'm tired of looking at you being frustrated. I'm tired of hearing your frustration. I'm tired of hearing people say, man, I just want more. Stop wanting more and start doing more. That's the reality.